Don't feel bad if the emerald hues of Calypso Green had you fooled. The flawless panels and pristine paint sure would do a convincing job of blending in by standing out a static car show. But despite the impeccable finish, this 1973 Ford XA Falcon coupe is no show pony. The show circuit is far too tame and civilized for its owner, Tim Nilsson. When this heavy-hitting, methanol-swilling, big green monster comes to town, you expect things to get quite uncivil, and rather quickly too. You'd probably never guess just from looking at it, but the Falcon's main civil duty is to send as many tires as possible to oblivion. Sadly, there was a strictly no burnout policy at Albany Airport during race hours this year, but the video evidence presented below of the fat Ford generating a metric shit-ton of synthetic clouds on cue cannot be argued with. Perhaps the car's environmental superpowers played a small part in the earthly color palette selection. I almost couldn't sleep the night following meeting Tim and the curvaceous coupe. I mean, what kind of maniac builds a car to this caliber just so they can rip massive skids? This guy must have a few screws loose upstairs, if you know what I mean. It defies logic to put so much time, effort, and cold hard cash into a casual burnout sled. For those outside of Australia, when I'm talking about skids and burnouts, I'm not referring to when you make a cute little squealy off the lights, nor do I mean that one time your mate's tires spun around the whole corner. No, I'm talking about real Australian burnouts, Summernit style. The type that simultaneously unites angry environmentalists and divides a nation of car fans. It has to be the dirtiest, harshest and most mechanically punishing motoring hobby. If you've ever witnessed a skid and didn't feel even a teeny tiny bit of mechanical sympathy for the vehicle in question, I'm sorry to inform you that what you saw was not a real skid. Certainly not as rated by the Australian Burnout Classification Board. Trust me, it's a thing. Maybe. The board has the final say on not just what constitutes as a fair dinkum skid, but also controls the approval list of authentic 70s cock rock, acceptable brim width on Mexican hats worn outside of Mexico, and also owns the calibrated tattered black singlet that all others are measured against. If none of this makes any sense, do yourself a quick favor and cue up any track from Cold Chisel or AC/DC, crank the volume to 11, and the Revisit My Summernit's 30 coverage for a truly memorable virtual experience. With my name calling and edutainment quotas fulfilled, let's move right along and take a closer look at one of the greenest meanest Falcons, built to be partially destroyed, that we're ever likely to come across.